Your cybersecurity solution is here. Introducing Pentester's Advanced Cybersecurity Suite. Ready for peace of mind? Try it for free. No credit card required. Pentester.com.
It used to be our family vacation every summer for 2 weeks. We all went, a whole bunch of wise guys and their kids. You know, Fat Andy, Tony Lee, wise guy. This guy Rocky, wise guy. This guy Danny, no legs. He had no legs. He lost in World War II. He was a wise guy. 4 wise guys with their wives and all their kids. My father died on March 19th of 1999, and the last 2 people he had dinner with in a restaurant in Long Island 2 days before he died was Frankie Valli and Jay Black. My name is Anthony Ruggiano Jr. I want to welcome everybody to Reform Gangsters. And if you like my content, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and ring the bell. Also, don't forget to check out my Patreon page. I got a lot of really good content on there, all new stuff. I keep pumping it out. I'm sure you're going to enjoy it. Memberships start at $1. You know, so for $1, check it out, see how you like it. And if you like it, you know, go from there. Don't forget about my store. I got some shirts out there, Reform Gangster t-shirts, hats, and some other stuff, mugs. Check that out also. I just want to put out a little notice. So everybody knows about my recovery. Everybody knows that I'm a recovering addict. Everybody knows that I'm coming up on 36 years clean without any alcohol or drugs. January 12th is my clean date. You know, I'm not breaking anybody's anonymity but my own. You know, I'm a member of Narcotics Anonymous. I go to 12-step meetings. I work an NA program. There's an NA. There's 2 fellowships. There's AA, Alcoholics Anonymous, and then there's NA, Narcotics Anonymous. I attend Narcotics Anonymous meetings. I've been attending Narcotics Anonymous meetings for 37 years. This month, at the end of August, on August 28th, is going to be the Narcotics Anonymous World Convention in Washington, D.C. And what that means is, for all of you out there that don't know about Narcotics Anonymous or World Conventions, this is a convention where recovering addicts from all over the world come for 4 days of fellowship, fun, fellowship, recovery. There's meetings, there's events. Wednesday night, we're all going to the ball game. My luck, the Yankees are going to be in town that night playing the Washington Nationals. It's a win-win for me. I'm getting to go see the Yankees play the Nationals with like 200 recovered addicts. It's going to be a blast. But anyway, it's really a great event. I've been going to them for years. I mean, even for newcomers, it blows them away to be in an arena with 20,000 recovering addicts. It's an amazing feeling. It gives me goosebumps right now. But unfortunately, it costs a lot of money. For some people, I mean, it costs a lot of money. You know, you got to get there. You got to get hotel rooms. And there's what they call a registration packet. The registration packet costs $150. You can't get into registration without a badge. You have to purchase the packet. In the packet is the badge. So Reform Gangsters, myself and Pasquale, my partner and manager, we're going to start a GoFundMe page. And what I went on to do is I want to raise a few $1,000s to purchase registration packets for newcomers and old timers that can't afford a packet, that are going to be in DC but can't afford a packet, a registration packet. Put out the links. It's going to be on my Patreon, on my YouTube, on my email, my Instagram, my Facebook. I'm going to put the link all over. Anybody out there that wants to, you know, tag the link and put the link on theirs, you know, please, you know, all the help. I'll take all the help I could get. My idea is to raise a few $1,000s. So look, I'm looking forward to that. I hope it all works out. Like I said, the GoFundMe page will be out today. I'll have the links out as soon as possible, and we'll see what we could do. And let's all have a safe, fun time at the NA World Convention in 2 weeks. As everybody knows, Fat Andy, my father, and Tony Lee knew a lot of celebrities. They hung out with a lot of celebrities. And I just, I got an email yesterday from the Hard Rock. And it was about Frankie Valli's last tour, encore tour in January 7th and 8th or something like that is going to be the show at the Hard Rock. And, it just brought back so many memories, like he's just turned 90. And he was very, very good friends with my family. I mean, he loved my parents. And I was thinking back of the first time I met him. So what happened was, Jay Black from Jane Americans was off. We met him first. And Frankie was having some issues with some people. And I'll get into that at another time. Frankie was having some issues with some people, and Jay wanted to introduce him to my old man. And I remember Jay brought him to my house on 88th Street, and I met him. The first time I met him, and my father, of course, cooked for him pasta, made, Sunday dinner. And it was Jay and his wife, Kathy, and Frankie Valli, and my mom, and my brother, and all of us. And we ate downstairs in my basement. We had a nice Sunday dinner. And he befriended my father, Fat Andy, and about, I don't know, a couple of weeks later, he was coming back to my house, and it was but it wasn't a Sunday. It was during the weekend. I was on the corner by the pizzeria hanging out, and my friends, and I told my friends, I got to go home. Frankie Valli's coming to my house for dinner. And they go, you're full of shit. Nobody believed me that Frankie Valli was coming to my house. So, I was a kid. I'm a teenager. I was young, man. I probably wasn't even working yet for my father. I probably was like 15. I don't think I might have just started working for my father. I did. I was working for my father. I just started. So I was like 16, 17. And I told my friends, you don't believe me? Come to my house. And we all walked from 92nd Street and 101st Avenue. We all walked, because we didn't have cars yet. We all walked to 88th Street, and we walked in, and he was sitting at my kitchen table with Jay, and my old man and my friends were like flabbergasted. They didn't know what to do when they saw Frankie Valli sitting in my kitchen, and that was a good time, and I went to many shows with him, and he loved my mother. He used to send my mother Julie when he was out in LA with his wife, and we would go to his concerts. Jay used to open up for him, and they used to pick me up in limousines, him and Jay, and I would go to Madison Square Garden with them. It was like just a crazy time. And I remember, like 20,000 people being in Madison Square Garden, and he would walk up to the front of the stage, and my mom would be sitting there, we'd be like in the first 2 rows, and he would like walk up to the stage and say, "This one's for you, Jenny." And he would sing, big girls don't, big girls don't cry. And it was, and now, the guy's 90, he's retiring, he's going to do his last tour. I'm going to try to go see him. I haven't seen him in many, many, many years. My father died on March 19th of 1999, and the last 2 people he had dinner with in a restaurant in Long Island 2 days before he died was Frankie Valli and Jay Black. Jay Black and my father went to Westbury Music Fair to see Frankie perform, and an Italian restaurant out in Westbury stood open and waited for the 3 of them to go there for dinner after Frankie's show, and the 3 of them went there to have dinner, and then a few days later, my father passed away. The email just brought back a lot of memories. He's retiring. The guy had a great career. We all know the mob stories. We all know, Jersey Boys, the play. We all know the music business was all mobbed up back then. The movie business, the music business, the mob had their hands in all of it, But he was a really good guy. He loved my family. He looked out for us. We had great times with him, and I got nothing but good memories about Frankie Valli. And Jay Black's son, Jason, and I are very close, and he's Jason's godfather, and we always talk about Frankie all the time. He's the kid's godfather because him and Jay were very tight. So that's my little Frankie Valli story about the mob and the music business. So next week I'll be in Atlantic City, New Jersey. I'll be on the boardwalk for a few days. I love the Jersey Shore. I like Atlantic City. I've been going there since the 60s, way before the casinos. It used to be our family vacation every summer for 2 weeks. We all went, a whole bunch of wise guys and their kids. You know, Fat Andy, Tony Lee, wise guy. This guy Rocky, wise guy. This guy Danny, no legs. He had no legs. He lost in World War II. He was a wise guy. 4 wise guys with their wives and all their kids. We used to go there in the 1960s, early 60s, mid 60s, and we used to stay at the President Hotel. For those old timers that used to go to Atlantic City, they'll remember the President Hotel. I'm so old, and I was there so long ago that I actually saw the guy jump off the steel pier on the horse. And that's a famous thing because I actually saw that live and in person. The guy jump off the steel pier on the horse. You know, they don't do that anymore, but that was a big worldwide attraction. That was like, it's in a lot of movies. It's very well documented. So I'm going to talk about my time there before the casinos. And then in the 70s, I used to go there. I used to hang out in this club called Harlow's that was there in Atlantic City before the casinos in the early 70s, because we used to work in Liberty Bell Racetrack and Brandywine Racetrack. We used to do illegal things there, which I'll get into in another show. So we would go spend nights and weekends in Atlantic City before the casinos, because there was a lot of nightclubs there. There was the 500 Club, there was Harlow's, there was many, many nightclubs in Jersey. That's where my old man used to stay in the 60s with Nicky Scarpa and all them Philly guys, because Philadelphia always controlled Atlantic City because it's only 20 minutes away. And then in the 80s, I really didn't go there much because I was going back and forth to Florida with my father being on trial and everything. So I really didn't go there much in the 80s at all. I don't think I maybe went there a couple of times to see a fight because then the casinos were open. So I went to a few fights there, but that was about it. I didn't spend much time there. And then in the 90s, I started spending time there again. Joey Molina's crew had this place called the Key Club. It was a private club in Atlantic City, and I had access to it because I was friends with them, and I would go to the Key Club when the casinos were open. So I'm going to talk about the mob in Atlantic City and my personal experiences in Atlantic City, all mob related. So that's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to that. And I like the idea that I'm starting to do shows now, like on site, you know, like where the incidents actually took place, like you know, not just sitting in my dining room, you know, like getting out there and showing people like where the action was. So I'm looking forward to it. So again, if you like my content, please hit the subscribe button, ring the bell. Don't forget, check out my Patreon. A lot of new stuff on there, a lot of new stuff coming. And also check out my store. And don't forget about my GoFundMe page that's going to be hopefully put out today. Please donate. It's for a great cause. It's for recovering addicts to help them enjoy themselves at a world convention. It'll be a great experience for them. So, you know, please donate.